Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So a while ago, I did a video about basketball star Gilbert Arenas making disparaging remarks about Lupita Nyong'o. And basically, he was attacking her because she's a dark-skinned woman. I will post a link in the card so that you all can check out that video if you haven't seen it. And I'll also post a link in the description box. But after that incident, a lot of people publicly condemned this man for his despicable, disgusting behavior. And one would think that this man would have learned something from that experience, but apparently he has learned nothing. Because today I was on Facebook and I came across this article right here. An article about this man basically calling this beautiful woman ugly. So just so people could understand what's going on, Lupita Nyongo posted this beautiful photograph on her Instagram page. And apparently this photograph is being circulated around the internet. It's received a lot of positive attention. A lot of people say that she looks gorgeous, that she's beautiful. You know, they talk about how beautiful her skin is. You know, here she is on a beautiful setting. She's on a beach, the blue water in the background, the clouds and all that kind of stuff. So people are praising this woman, and rightfully so. And apparently some people tagged Gilbert Arenas in one of these photographs. And in response to that, Gilbert Arenas said this. He said, "Everybody's saying her skin looks beautiful. How about her face, though? Lights off." Then he went on to say, "Y'all tag me like she got a facelift and she went from a 3 to a 10. Nope, she's just a 3 in blue water with blue blockers on. This is no different than an ugly girl with a fat ass. I'll still beat, but just with the lights off, but she's glowing though." So those are his comments, and basically he's saying that she's ugly, you know, that the only way he would have sex with somebody like her is if she was in a room with the lights off and all that kind of stuff. And he's saying that she's a 3. And I understand that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but let's be for real. I mean, this comes down to one thing, and that's the complexion of her skin. Because she's a dark-skinned woman, this man views her as ugly. That's what it's all about. As I pointed out before, he made comments about her skin before, like saying that she's ugly because she's dark-skinned, basically. And I'm just thinking, like, I understand that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but anyone with a pair of eyes knows that this woman is beautiful. By any standard. I mean, this woman has beautiful skin, beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, a beautiful body, and beautiful hair. This woman is just fine. She's gorgeous. So for him to say that she's not attractive is just beyond me. I don't understand how he could say she's ugly. I mean, look at this woman. We can just take time to admire her beauty for a couple of seconds because this is a fine woman. By any definition of beauty, she's fine. And then he made this comment about her face. He said, "What about her face, though?" As if her face is ugly. I mean, look at this woman. Look at how beautiful her face is. I mean, what is this guy talking about? So, I'll just say this, man. It's one thing for this man not to be attracted to this woman. That's his prerogative. People are attracted to whoever they are attracted to. It's quite another thing to publicly condemn, publicly humiliate, and cyber harass somebody with this kind of negative commentary. I mean, this is not necessary. There's no need for him to do this. And the problem with these kinds of statements is not only does it attack this woman as an individual, but it attacks black women. It attacks dark-skinned women in particular. And I think that it has a negative impact on black people, period. I wonder what kind of impact that it has on Lupita Nyong'o herself. Now, hopefully this has very little impact on her because most people recognize that she is one of the most beautiful women in the world. A lot of people have praised her. I mean, she's featured on all these top fashion magazines and all that kind of stuff, top women's magazines. And a lot of people have complimented her on her beauty. So hopefully his comments will have no impact on her as an individual. My bigger concern is the impact that it will have on just black people's perception of dark-skinned women. I wonder if it will make black women have self-esteem issues. I mean, we already live in a society that reinforces this idea that there's something wrong with dark skin, that dark skin is less attractive than lighter skin. We live in that kind of society. And for this man, with his public status, to make these kind of negative statements about dark skinned women, I think that it will have an impact on young black women's self-esteem. Because, it's just another example of this whole colorism thing. You hear it in the music where you hear these rap artists praising light-skinned women while disrespecting dark-skinned women. You constantly see these examples of dark-skinned black men disrespecting black women, black men disrespecting black women. And I think that this helps destroy the self-esteem of black girls and black women. And it also feeds this perception that black men as a group have no respect for their own women. And the problem is, a lot of young black men, they may look up to a Gilbert Arenas or to one of these rap artists who are saying negative things about dark-skinned women. And not only are they listening to what these people say, they are listening to what they actually do. They are following their example. So when they see these athletes and entertainers married to these white women or very light women, they begin to perceive a white woman or a very light woman as some kind of trophy, as some kind of symbol of success and status. So they no longer have the same kind of desires that they may have had for a dark-skinned woman, because they are being programmed to think that a white woman or a very light woman, racially ambiguous woman, is the standard. That's the gold standard that anybody that has success should strive to have as a trophy wife or a trophy girlfriend. And I think that destroys not only the self-esteem of black girls, but it destroys the self-esteem of black men, period. Because you can't respect yourself, you can't love yourself if you don't love and respect the black woman. So, this is just a horrible situation, man, that you had this guy publicly condemning this black woman like this. And, I just hope that people don't accept this. I hope that people publicly condemn this kind of behavior. And I don't know if this man has any endorsements at this point. I know that he lost some endorsements because of some other behavior that he engaged in. But if this man has endorsements, I think that those companies that are endorsing him need to hear from the black community. They need to hear from black women. They need to hear the voices of the people condemning this man. Because why would they want their brands, their products to be associated with a man like this? A man that doesn't have respect for black women, a man who doesn't have any kind of respect for dark-skinned women in particular, a man who doesn't have respect for women, period. Because his statements are objectifying women. He's talking about how he would have sex with these women with the lights off and all that kind of stuff, reducing them down to sex objects. So I would hope that companies that have any kind of respect or any kind of, view their brands with any kind of value, they wouldn't want to associate with this nonsense. They wouldn't want to associate with this sexism, with this colorism, with this self-hatred. So tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.